All right, it's about that time. Steve, well, I'm gonna have to talk with you later. All right, everyone, it is 7. Welcome to my channel. I have another channel. It's called Gay Life Rising, and I'm having issues with the verification on that channel, so I'm just going to live stream it on this channel, and then I'm going to try to post the video up on my main channel. So I'm really nervous. This is my first time. I've never done this before, so it's fine. I don't really care. There's a first time for everything. And I really want to try to get this out there. Even if no one's watching now, at least I can try to post the video out there for other people to watch, because of everything that I've learned from my lifetime of dating, relationships, all of that stuff, and all this craziness that has been going on in the relationship landscape. And at least in terms of gay dating, I don't really have much experience with straight relationships, so I'm not really sure. But my first time, thanks again. I really appreciate you watching. And today's topic I have for you is, he wanted you at first, then he lost interest. So let's say you are at a bar or at a, I don't know, you're at a club or something, and then you meet someone and you're interested in him, he's interested in you, you guys chat up, you guys talk about each other, and then you guys get each other's social medias, or you do the same thing online. You're chatting on, a dating site, you're on Tinder or Grindr or whatever, and he shows interest in you. He seems fascinated by you. He really likes you, and you guys talk to each other for a few days or a week or whatever, and he's just consistent and he likes you. Then you notice change. He begins to pull back. His messages aren't as frequent like they used to. You notice a pullback, and it's like, what happened? Did I do something? It's like he's suddenly there, and then he's just not there anymore. Like he just disappears, and you could be left wondering, oh my gosh, what did I do? Let me see. And you can start to ruminate and try to check back and be like, okay, I did this, that. Did I do something wrong? It's me. Now, most of the time, it's not you. It's him. Okay. I've ran into that. I've had that problem so many times, in which this guy showed tremendous interest in me, and then he just ghosted me. Got all excited. Oh my God, he's so cute. He's really attractive. And then suddenly he's gone. And it's really heartbreaking, because it just makes me feel like I did something wrong. But I'm here to tell you, most of the time, it's not really you. It's really them. And a lot of the stuff I'm saying in this live stream, I'm nervous. This is my first time. There's probably going to be a lot of things that I'm going to be like, damn it, I should have mentioned that in the live stream. I didn't mention it because I didn't think about it. But as I want to try to keep doing this, gain more experience. And then I want to, as I get better and better at it, I won't be as nervous. So today I have top 5 reasons I can think of from my experience and from what I've learned of why this happens. He shows interest, and then suddenly he's just gone. So reason number 1, he got excited in the moment, and then later the emotional high went away. So there's this thing that a lot of us go through, in which, we're there, we get excited, we see him, he's really attractive, and then we just get into him, and there's like this emotional high, like, oh my gosh, he's into me. And we're in the moment. we're just riding along on the ride of just being in the moment and just feeling this high from someone being into us. And a lot of us, we human beings, we like it when someone's into us, that it's just human nature. And, we love it when someone's into us. And, it's circumstantial. A lot of the times it's just circumstance. We meet this guy, we get excited, we're excited in the moment, and then later on it's just like, maybe not. Yeah, I know he's cute, but I don't know why I did that. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to say anything to him. Just hopefully write this out. Hopefully he'll go away. It's not you. It's most of the time it's them. And I have my notes here. I've written a lot of things down. Like I said, there's probably gonna be some things I missed, but like I said, this is my first time. And they're just riding the high. They love the energy that is the high energy in the moment. And they may not be necessarily attracted to you. They just love the attention. And you might start thinking, oh, wow, he's really into me. He seems to really like me. Not necessarily. A lot of the times they're just going along with it. And it's unfortunate, but some people, some guys are just players and you just don't know it. A lot of the times you think you're in something and you're really not. So make sure you look out for that. Okay? Just because he seems to be interested in you, it doesn't really mean that he is. He's just enjoying the ride. Okay? So watch out for that. And I'm guilty of this. I've done that in the past as well. I was in the moment. I felt bad for saying no. I felt really bad. I didn't want to say no. I didn't want to deny him. This was before who I was before. And I didn't want to say no. And I just went along with it. And then, I got his social media and stuff. And then we chat up for a little bit. And then that was it. I just didn't message him anymore. And then that's what happens a lot of the times, unfortunately. But that's why sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes it just happens because we're humans, love when someone's into us. But that is why communication is very important. Communication is really important. Most of us don't want to mention it. Most of us are just too scared to admit that, I'm sorry. I know what I did was messed up. Look, at that time, you thought I was interested in you. I really wasn't. I was just having along for a ride. I'm really sorry for what I did. And I took part of that. And I was just afraid of telling you. Most of us are not going to admit that. And of course not. And I did the same thing. And, it's really awful what I did, but I've learned from that. But that's just what happens. So that is number 1. Number 2. They were already in a relationship. There was a point where they're in their relationship and maybe they were taking a break from that relationship. And of course, we assumed, a lot of us assume that they're single. A lot of these guys who show interest in you, they say they want a relationship, but they really like you. A lot of them have no business being at a bar or being at a club or being online. A lot of us just assume that the people who are out there are single, and a lot of them are not. They're already in a relationship. And a lot of these people, a lot of these guys, a lot of them could be in a moment of their relationship in which they had an argument and they're like, okay, hey, look, let's just take a break. And then what do they do while they're on that break? They're out there flirting with other guys, having fun. It's, especially the gay world. I don't know how it's like really in the straight world, but that's what I'm telling you, everything that I know from my experience and everything that I've gone to and everything that I've learned. So they're in a relationship, they're in a break period. And, he shows interest in you. And then a lot of times what happens is his relationship that he was taking a break in, they end up getting back together. And so now his focus is shifting away from you and it's shifting back into the relationship. And then at that time, you're left wondering, oh my God, what happened? Was it me? No, it was them. They were just taking a break from their relationship. And then they didn't say anything about it. Of course not. They're not going to mention that. So watch out for that. And like I said, a lot of us assume that they're single, and that's why it's very important. Hey, look, are you single? A lot of us don't ask that. That's another mistake a lot of us partake in, is just not asking them, because we assume, of course, they're showing interest in us, they must be single. Well, no, not necessarily. And even if you ask them, a lot of them are not going to be honest with you, of course. But just try it. Just try it, because you don't know. Okay? So, you just got to look out for the patterns. Okay? If you're out with them and they're getting a phone call and you see them ignore it, and then they get a phone call again, and then they're finally like, okay, oh, I got to go somewhere. I got to go. You see them doing that? It's usually because it's their boyfriend calling. They want to know where they're at, or whatever the case might be. So pay attention to signs like that. Okay? And then reason number 3. It could be because they're busy with work. They were really excited. They really liked you, but that was a time where things were a little low. Things were down, a little settling. Like they weren't so busy. And then they had time to show interest in you, and they really thought they could have you. And then suddenly, work got busy, they had a project. So suddenly, or maybe they had other interests. And like I said, it's most of the time, it's not you, it's him. Or maybe he just wasn't as interested in you as he thought. And he thought, even he might think he was really interested in you. And then he realizes, actually, I'd rather just focus on those other stuff. It's not always some other guy. Sometimes it's just other things. So, it could be work, getting busy, or his attention is focusing on or shifting on other things. Okay. So it's not always some other person. Sometimes it's other things. And, it may seem like they're really interested in you. Like I said, we'd love for them to be interested in us just as we're interested in them. And a lot of the times it's not the case. That's just what happens, unfortunately. Okay. So number 4, let's say, for example, you want a relationship, okay? And he doesn't. But you guys don't discuss this, okay? You guys start to spend some time together chatting, and then later he realizes you were too real. What he wanted wasn't necessarily what he wanted. You guys were on a different level with each other. Okay. And he started to realize that with you, and he just He just left you, and he didn't want to tell you. He was too scared. Okay? You know, maybe he just wanted something more casual, something more fun, you know, something on the side. Maybe life is stressful. You know, his work is giving him stress. You know, his projects, whatever is going on. And a lot of the times guys will use dates. They'll use other guys to just escape it. You know, they just want to escape from their chaotic life. And they're just looking for some fun. They're not really looking for anything serious. They don't want to, their intention isn't to keep you. That's not their intention. They just want to use you as just some fun, you know? And then once they get over, it's like, yeah, whatever. I'm done. I'm fine now. And they just kind of toss you aside. Unfortunately. And, you know, I've discussed on one of my TikTok videos, that's why it's very important to discuss from the beginning. There's going to be a lot of guys out there who are not honest with what they want, okay? But at least when you discuss that, you can at least eliminate a lot of the guys who don't want what you want, okay? Who just are not interested, okay? Or they want something different from you. A lot of times they just lie to just keep going. They don't want to lose you. They just want they just want to ride, and they'll just say yes. Yeah, I want the same thing. Yeah. They're just saying that because they just want to enjoy the moment. Okay. So that's very important. They just want to get a little sample of you. They thought you were really attractive. They liked your body. They liked your personality. They admire you for that. So they're just getting like a little sample of you, just to try you out, just to taste you. Okay? And a lot of the times, even when they say, let's just say, for example, you tell them, hey, look, this is what I'm looking for. I want a relationship. And they go, yeah, I want the same thing. And then later on, as you spend time together, you might notice, wait a minute, they said they want a relationship, but it's not really matching that. That's kind of weird. Well, what happens is your version of a relationship that you may want may be different from your version of a relationship that their version of a relationship may be different from what your version is. So just because you guys make it clear that you both want the same thing, it doesn't mean you actually want the same thing, okay? Because their version of a relationship may be something casual, something, you know, temporary, a little fun. They just want the sex from you. They just want the good times. They don't want none of that bad stuff. They don't want they don't want the commitment. They don't want the responsibilities that go with having a true committed relationship. They don't want none of that. They just want the fun stuff. That's their kind of relationship. Okay? So that's why it's very important to make that clear and define what relationship you want. You know, don't just say, I want a relationship. Explain to them, hey, this is my kind of relationship. You know, I want something committed. I want someone who's, you know, trustworthy, who's a good person, and wants, you know, to have that deep, intimate connection. You know, a lifetime romantic partner. You know, we can share our life together, the ups and downs. So that's why it's very important. Just define the relationship that you want. So don't just assume that you guys want the relationship. And even if you do, you know, sometimes they're going to lie to you and go, yeah, I really want that. But at least you are still cutting out some guys that are going to waste your time. Okay? So just be sure you do that. Tell them what you want and define what you want. Okay? And make sure you're on the same page. Make sure your goals and intentions align. Okay? So that's reason number 4. And before I move on, I do see here that I do have a couple comments. So I'm live streaming on YouTube here, Twitch and Facebook. And ants, I don't know if I said that right. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. What happened, friend? Well, I'm streaming here. I have a topic. He shows interest in you, but then he loses interest. And I have 5 reasons. This is my first time streaming. I'm trying this out. I'm really nervous, but hey, you got to start somewhere, right? So I really appreciate you joining me. Thank you so much for this. Maria, how are you? It's nice to see you. I'm losing your chat. You said something to me. I would really like, where did you find all these awful men? Well, experience. I have found them on, dating sites, Grindr, Tinder. They're everywhere. They're pretty much unavoidable. So there's not really a good way of filtering out. I have to do it myself. Serious relationship on dating site. Do not look for a serious. I see what you mean. I'm telling you, I had a lot of bad dating experiences from people I met on dating apps. Yeah, I understand what you mean. And I did the same thing. You can't avoid it. When you expose yourself out there, you're exposing yourself to a lot of different men. Men who want something serious, men who don't, men who lie, men who don't know what they want, bad behavior, all that stuff. I've been through that too, but I've also been through good relationships from dating apps. So I've had that bad experience. I totally understand that. It all comes down to you though. It's not really, it's really bad, but you can cut down on how bad it is by filtering through the guys that you don't want. Being upfront and often say, hey, look, this is what I want. I want this, this, and that. And then looking out for people who waste your time, just filtering out the guys you don't want. And, dating online can be a really fantastic tool because it provides you, the necessary tools to expose yourself out there to other men who want what you want. And, at the same time, it's really awful out there. At the same time, it could be really, really helpful. And it just comes down to your skill level, your skill set, and finding the right man out there. And once you find them, it could be so rewarding. And I'm not saying it has to be online. A lot of us can find it in real life too. It doesn't matter. But this is something that comes down to skill level. It really up to you if you want someone who's from online or in real life, Hi, Mark. How are you? Thanks for coming. I really appreciate you joining here. We're talking about dating advice. I just went through reasons why someone would show interest and lose interest. I went through 4 of them. I am about to mention my last one here. So I have the 5th reason. He found someone else. He found someone else. Just because he's interested in you and he seems to want the same thing as you, a lot of us like to assume that he's just going to focus on us. We would really like that. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if we just met someone and he just focused on us? Not the case, unfortunately. A lot of the times, they're already talking to someone else before they even met us. Okay, and they keep themselves open. A lot of it has to do with insecurity. A lot of it has to do with just having backups. One isn't enough. they need attention. They need constant attention. So if they're not getting attention from one guy, they get attention from someone else. They like to have backups in case one fails. They have a backup. I did it too. Yeah, I did it too. And, you know, I've changed from that. I just wanted someone really bad. And so I had multiple guys I was juggling, and, you know, it comes to a point where at some point, you know, what's going to happen when you have to choose between 2 or even 3 guys? You're going to have to drop them. If you're a monogamous person, you're going to have to drop them. And I'm so sorry if I didn't I don't know how to pronounce your name, but let me see here. I tried once using dating online. It's not really 100% effective after I discovered that he is with someone else after our date. Then he did not block me in Instagram after all that happens. Ghosting is real. Yes, ghosting is real. It happens all the time. It's gotten so bad. You know, we chat, we get interested in each other, we get excited, and then just suddenly they just ghost us. It's not you, it's them. It's awful, and that's why it's important to grow your skill set on, you know, learning the red flags, okay, and growing your skill level on things to look out for when you're dating someone, when you're talking to someone. If they don't show consistent interest in you, and then they seem to change in their patterns of, you know, them talking to you, like hot and cold, they're there and then they're not, just drop them. They probably have someone else, or they're not for you. Definitely a no. Just move on, find the next guy. Look, a good way to avoid this is cut out the guys who are not sure. They don't know what they want. They say yeah, I'm open to that. Let's just see what happens. You know, I'm just going along with it. Cut guys out like that because most of the time they're just going to be wasting your time. You want to find guys who find what you want to be a priority. You want guys who share the same interest as what you have, share the same interest as you are with them. Okay. So in finding signs that they aren't really interested, it's because I'm really nervous. Like I said, there's gonna be a lot of things here that I'm gonna be missing out on. I'll probably be making a video of signs to look out for, you know, when you're talking with someone. You know, over time, as I've dated multiple guys, I have learned signs to look out for. I'm honest with them. I'm not afraid to tell them how I feel. Hey, look, I focus on one guy at a time. I've told guys, hey, look, I focus on one guy at a time. If I see that, you know, that you don't show much interest in me, and I see that you ghost me, I'm just going to take that as a no, and I'm going to move on. And then that happened to me. It said, hey, look, it seems that we don't share the same interests. I really appreciate your time, but I'd really like to move on. You know what his reply was? Okay. That was it. Yeah, okay. Good luck. That's what I have to deal with. They show interest and then they don't care. It's like they don't care. So you have to be upfront. You have to be honest and tell them what you're looking for. And don't be afraid. If you see any signs, if you have any questions and you see that they seem to change in the pattern in which they showed interest and now they're not, just ask them. Don't be afraid to ask them. Hey, be nice, be diplomatic about it. Hey, I have noticed that there seems to be a change here. You seem to show interest, but I've noticed that there doesn't seem to be as much interest. Can you help me? Can you help me understand what's going on here? If they get upset at you, just move on. Just means they're just not the right person for you. Okay? So yeah, be sure to look out for that. Most of them in dating, including I used to do this. You know those little round things that you have with like multiple seasonings on it? The salt, the pepper, you have, the cinnamon, like one of those things that spin around, like a carousel. That's what's usually going on. They're sitting there juggling multiple guys, and then they ghost. That's why it's important to protect yourself and look out for these things and be intentional with your dating. Okay? So, like I said, this is my first time. And so there's probably going to be a lot of things that I've missed out on. But I want to try to keep doing this. I want to try to gain experience from this. It's really messy. If this whole thing ends in embarrassment and it just crashes and burns, that's fine. I'm trying this out. So I'm happy to fail if it fails. At least I got the experience from it. So those are my top 5 reasons why guys show interest, but they suddenly lose interest in you. It's unfortunate, but the reason why I created this channel, if you check out my TikTok, my YouTube, and my Instagram, Gay Life Rising, I made this channel, I made these these channels, because I want to share with you the tools that I have gained from my experience of dating. I've dated probably about 50 to 60 guys in my lifetime. Probably I've been through over a dozen relationships, official relationships. That's not counting kind of so, yes, no, situational, kind of something. That doesn't include those. So I've learned a lot. And I'm just telling you this. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but I'm just letting you know, hey, look, this is what I've gone through. I know what I'm talking about. I may not be able to express fully, everything that I've learned on these streams, but I'm definitely pretty decent in videos that I can make because I'm not in front of an audience. But like I said, over time that I do this more and more often, I can get better at it and I can be more comfortable in these streams. Because I want to help you. I really want to help. It doesn't have to be just gay guys. It could be straight. You're all welcome here. I want to help everyone. And I just feel bad for those people who are struggling and just don't know what's going on, and they think it's them, that there's something wrong with them, when really most of the time it's not. It's them. And a lot of these people, a lot of you guys don't even know it. And so that's why I'm here. I want to help, and I want to try to provide the tools that I've gained so you can use them towards your future of dating in relationships. I want to give relationship advice, not only dating, relationship communication. You guys are going through problems in the relationship, and I want to help you with that. Using I statements, trying to apply diplomatic and empathetic solutions to problems that arise in the relationship. And all of these things that I've been through, I want to help you with it. Okay? I want to keep going with this. And I'm so happy that all of you here have joined me. And I'm going to try to create another live stream here. I should get better and better over time. It's a mess. 5 reasons. Why people lose interest after they showed interest. And I just want to read these comments real quick before I go. Ants, like I said, I'm so sorry. I'm bad with pronunciations. He blocked me in Instagram. I tried it once dating. It's not really 100% effective. Discovery he is someone else after our dating. Yeah. The reason a lot of the reasons why someone is going to ghost you when that happens in that context, he's just afraid to tell you. He doesn't want to face the consequences. Most people aren't going to go, oh yeah, by the way, I'm dating someone else. You're just another guy. Most of them are not going to do that. They want to give the impression like they're just interested in you. That's just how it is, because there's consequence for admitting that stuff. They don't want to deal with your reaction. They don't want to handle the discomfort that they would feel if they were honest that they were dating someone else. They don't want to deal with none of that. So they're like, yeah, I'll just block them because it's convenient. They don't have to deal with you. Why not? There's no consequence for that. They might feel like a little hurt, like guilt, like, I feel bad that I did that. And then they just move on. That's just how it is, unfortunately. So I'm sorry that happened to you. Unfortunately, it's happened to me. I've done it too. But I've learned from that. I don't want to do that. And I feel really awful that I've done that. Yeah, that's probably why he blocked you. He just doesn't want to suffer the consequence of being honest with you. So just learn from that. Before you start thinking that something is wrong with you, try to look back objectively. What happened? This happened. I talked with him. Then he talked with me. Okay, this was my attitude. This was his attitude. Okay, here are the patterns. Try to look at everything objectively and try to analyze it. Okay, before you think there's something wrong with you. Because like I said, most of the time it's not you, it's him. Okay? So make sure you do that. And just learn from it. If you feel like you did do something wrong, just take what happened and learn from it. And you become a better person from that. And you learn and grow. Okay? All right. And I have one last comment. Yes, I agree with you. I learned from that experience. Yeah. I'm so glad. I'm really happy to see that. Yeah. You learn from your experience. Take some time to heal if you need to do that. If you need to cry and express yourself and heal from it, do that. But then get back up and try again. Just take what you learn and just keep going, and you become better and better, and you level up in experience, you level up in knowledge. I am not. Joe, I am not checking. I'm so sorry. Oh, I think the thing is not showing up. It doesn't seem to be working correctly, because it shows up and then it's hidden. I'm really sorry about that. I'm gonna have to figure that out. Okay, now it's showing up. Okay, see, it shows up, but then it doesn't. I'm so sorry about that. Everyone okay. Use the dating sites to your advantage. Ghosting is disrespectful. Yes, ghosting is disrespectful. It really is. And I used to do it too. I admit it, but I've learned from it. I don't want to do that to anyone else. I feel bad when I hurt other people now. I don't want to do that. That sucks. Okay, wanting self-connection. Lazy Susan, you're so... Thank you. I really appreciate that. You're so caring, giving to dating advice from your past experience. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate you joining my stream, even though this is my first time. It's messy, but I want to get experience from this. And I think that's really important. And after this is over, I hope to post it on my channel. Make sure after the stream on YouTube, it's Golden Hawk 521. I'm going to, once the video is posted, I'm going to post it on my main YouTube channel, Gay Life Rising. Okay, so if you want to watch this later, you can watch it on there. Everyone starts somewhere. You're doing well. Thank you. Guys being insecure with their feelings and ghost you to not confront their feelings. No worries. Yes. Yeah. Like I said, that's what they do. They do that on purpose because they don't want to face the consequences for their actions. That's the truth. That's just what happens, unfortunately. Well, thank you very much for joining. I really appreciate you watching. I look forward to seeing you again. I'm not exactly sure when I will post or live stream. I'll be sure to post an update on that, and I'll schedule one. And I'll see you in my next stream. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it.